Hi, I'm Anna, and this is my story. Before we begin, check this out. Oops. Impressed? Well, then, like this video and subscribe to the channel. I grew up in an orphanage. I didn't remember my parents. My teacher said they died soon after I was born, and I had no other relatives. There was only one person I could count on, myself. I learned how to street dance early on, and I was good at it. Remember the move I showed you earlier? Exactly. One year, I decided to take part in a festival that was coming to our town. I had 6 months to prepare. However, I needed money for that, so I got a job as a waitress at a diner. The head of my orphanage didn't approve of that. Anna, why did you come back so late again? You are not my dad. I am already an adult. I don't need you to tell me how to live my life. He had nothing to say to that. I was a relentless rule breaker, and he couldn't stand me. The rules here are freaking stupid. Why can't we bring food to our rooms, huh? Why can't you just let it go? You're asking for trouble. He can't wait to get rid of you. That's Stella, my best friend. We grew up together. Even though we're polar opposites of each other, she was my best friend. The head of the orphanage really did hold a grudge against me. That's probably why he was on cloud 9 when he ran into my room with a certain announcement. Anna, I have great news! You are getting adopted! I feel like you are happier about this than I am. Why would I want parents? I was used to being alone. However, the head of our orphanage hinted that if I refused to go along with it, he wouldn't let me go anywhere other than school. What a bastard. Anna, are you nuts? Everyone here dreams of being adopted. Don't you get it? Your parents will support your hobbies and help you pay the participation fee for the street dance festival. Perhaps my friend was right. I hated it when someone made decisions for me, but I wasn't going to miss my chance to take part in the festival, so I had to agree. Mr. and Mrs. Black turned out to be nice people. They hugged me and drove me to my new home on the other side of town. It was gorgeous. My parents were rolling in it and were very proud of their status. Honey, we're aristocrats, and you're part of our family now. I know our rules are strict, but kindly follow them. It quickly became clear we couldn't have been more different. I was being bossed around again. Still, I decided to try to be a good daughter and hope my adoptive parents would accept me for who I was. Mr. and Mrs. Black were amiable, unlike their son, Austin. He was my age and didn't even try to hide the fact that he didn't want me there. Austin, this is Anna, your new sister. She's not my sister, just a random girl you brought home. Young man, watch your language. Are you wondering if that hurt my feelings? Not even a little. I grew up in an orphanage and was used to putting 5 rude jerks in their place before breakfast, so I didn't pay Austin any mind. As soon as I was in my new room, I flopped on the bed and called Stella. Hi bestie, I'm at my new home. Congrats, you have a family now. I envy you so much. The next day I went to my new school. Austin was my new classmate. He pretended he didn't know me. Whatever. I'd never bent over backwards trying to please anyone. I wasn't shy either. So when I saw a gorgeous guy in the school hallway, I didn't hesitate to strike up a conversation with him. Hi, I'm new here. What's your name? I'm Billy. I'm Anna. Nice to meet you, Billy. Will you show me around? My new classmates crowded around us. Everyone was intrigued by the confident new girl. To my surprise, Billy turned red as a tomato and left in a hurry. Sorry, I need to prepare for a test. Let's talk some other time. He ran away, but I wasn't upset. I would find a way to win him over yet. All I needed to do was find out what his hobbies and interests were, and we would become an item in no time. After school, I skipped to a dancing studio to practice. My friends and I had prepared an awesome dance that was sure to impress the judges at the festival, and in the evening, I worked a shift at the diner. Slowly but surely, I was getting closer to my dream. I came home late and ran into my adoptive parents. Anna, what on earth were you doing after school? This is a nightmare. What do you mean? Why were you dancing creepy dances and working as a waitress? It turned out my insufferable brother had followed me after school, and then come home and told our parents all about my day. Can you imagine? Mr. and Mrs. Black vehemently disapproved of everything I did. A member of their family apparently couldn't be seen doing the things I had been doing. Anna, darling, you shouldn't dance on the street or work at a diner. Do try not to disappoint us again. Like an obedient daughter, I told them it would not happen again. I couldn't help but worry though. Where would I get the money for the participation fee if I didn't work? After everyone had fallen asleep that night, I called Stella and told her about everything that had happened to me. It turns out living with an adoptive family is not that easy. Anna, you got so lucky. Quit turning your nose at your wonderful family. Just do what they say. I wouldn't be me then, and I don't want to become someone else. You will lose what you have if you don't. Stella was probably right. I promised I would listen to her and spend the rest of the night scrolling through Billy's social media and try to figure out what he was interested in. When I came to school the next day, I was ready. Hi, Billy. I know you're into hobby horsing. Do you know a place where I could practice? Have you been stalking me? No, I just found your social media. I like you, so I tried to find out more about you. It's not weird, is it? Our classmates crowded around us again. I saw Austin among them. He was watching me with a smirk. You're kinda weird. Girls aren't supposed to act like this. Usually guys approach the girls they like. Oh, come on, that's a dumb rule, and you know it. Why shouldn't I talk to you if I'm interested in you? Sorry, but I like normal girls, not weirdos. Our classmates giggled, but I wasn't bothered at all. Well, if that's your answer, I won't bother you any longer. Have a nice day. I knew losses were part of life, so I wasn't discouraged if things didn't go my way. After school, I went straight home as promised. To my surprise, Mr. and Mrs. Black beamed at me when I arrived. Anna, we've decided that instead of dancing, you are going to do yoga and study Indian culture. You don't need to work as a waitress anymore. We'll give you pocket money. Oh, I didn't like that. Not because I didn't much care for yoga and didn't like to take money I didn't earn, but because it infuriated me that they just decided everything without talking to me. But I promised to be a good daughter, so all right, whatever you say. Of course, Austin couldn't keep his mouth shut. Anna flirted with Billy at school today. What? Girls in our family don't act that way. They are modest and humble. Don't embarrass us, Anna. Don't worry, it won't happen again. I hate being talked to that way. Putting up with my overbearing parents and nasty brother was getting harder by the day. I locked myself in my room and called Stella. Anna, are you out of your mind? You're so lucky to have parents. I feel like a pet in a golden cage. It's suffocating. Many orphans would give anything to be in your golden cage. Have some patience, bestie. Once again, I listened to Stella. I was still saving up money for the festival and had to live by the rules of my new family. When I came to school the next day, our teacher was discussing something with my classmates. The school is holding a talent contest in a week. We must take first place this year. We don't have any fresh ideas, though. Anna, do you have any hidden talents? I mean, I can dance. We can dance, too. Hold on, Susie. Let Anna show us. It wasn't hard. I showed my classmates the dance I was going to perform at the festival. They were thrilled. OMG. No one at our school can do anything like that. Great, Anna. If you help us, we've got the trophy in the bag. I was happy to hear that. My classmates came up to me to talk and tell me how cool I was. At some point, my eyes fell on Austin. He was standing to the side and watching me with huge eyes. Dang it, he'd seen everything. Listen, could you not tell your parents anything? I'll do your homework for you. What? Oh, yeah, sure. That was close. Mr. and Mrs. Black would have been horrified if they found out that their adoptive daughter had breakdanced at school. I was walking down the hallway after the lesson when someone grabbed my arm and dragged me away. It was Billy. Anna, I'm sorry for the things I said to you. I like you too. What the heck was all that about then? I would have become a laughingstock if I agreed to go out with you right away. Geez, who cares what other people think? Okay, Billy, I'm not mad at you. Do you want to go somewhere after school? Yes, of course. Just don't tell anyone, please. I didn't like the fact he wanted to keep us a secret, but I hoped he would change his mind later. A new chapter of my life began. I went on dates with Billy, did Austin's homework for him, practiced yoga, and saved up the pocket money I got. Sometimes my friends from the dancing studio called me and asked why I never came to practice anymore. I had to come up with excuses. I hated it and felt like I was betraying myself. The longer I lived by someone else's rules, the less like myself I felt. The only person I could rant about it to was Stella. I get it, Anna. If you hate living there so much, don't put up with it. Just be yourself. I think I'll do that. I had a date with Billy that day. He suggested we hide somewhere so that no one would see us, but I had a better idea. Coffee dates are too cliche. I've always wanted to try bungee jumping, and I'm tired of waiting. Let's do it today. I don't know. I'm kind of scared. Living a boring life is what's truly scary. Besides, I'll be there. Let's go. You're amazing, Anna. No one else could have convinced me to do something so crazy. We held hands as we walked towards the bridge through the park. On the way there, we ran into our classmates. My adoptive brother was among them. I didn't think much of it, but then Billy suddenly pulled his hand out of mine and stepped away from me. Austin and his henchmen noticed us at the same moment and immediately started to tease us. Look at that sweet couple. Billy, are you going out with Anna? I was hoping my boyfriend had grown a spine, but he turned into a pathetic chicken and gave me a disgusted look instead. You think I would date this wacko? Don't make me laugh. I was just walking by when Anna came out of nowhere and wouldn't leave me alone. Oh, was that what happened? That arrogant moron was asking to be taught a lesson, but I decided to be a bigger person. I just gave Billy a disappointed look and smiled coldly. You're just a cowardly boy. What did I even see in you? We're done. Our classmates burst out laughing and turned to Austin. You can rat me out to your parents. I don't care. I won't do your homework for you anymore. He frowned and didn't say anything to that. I turned around and walked away with my head held high. When I got home that evening, I was sure my adoptive parents were going to scold and ground me, but to my surprise, they were acting like nothing had happened. I realized that Austin had kept my secret. That was unlike him. For some reason, Austin was sitting on the floor when I looked into his room. When I walked in, he nervously jumped to his feet. Anyone ever teach you to knock? Okay, knock knock. What are you doing? It's none of your business. Did you want something? Yeah, I wanted to ask why you kept my secret. Are you sick? No, it's just that I've changed my mind about you. He hesitated but eventually spilled out the truth. You are so independent and confident. I wish I was more like you, but I'm too scared to argue with my parents. Austin told me I inspired him and he wanted to try his hand at street dancing too. Whoa, were you practicing breakdancing on the floor just now? Yeah, I was, but I'm not any good yet. You just need more practice. I was happy to give him a couple of lessons. We finally found a common language. We danced until we both collapsed on the floor. And then I told Austin about my dream of participating in the festival. Wow, I never really had a dream of my own. Mom and Dad have always made all the decisions for me. Maybe it's about time you stood up for yourself too. We looked at each other and smiled awkwardly. It was such a sweet but strange moment. I realized I could no longer pretend to be someone I wasn't. So the next day after school, instead of doing yoga, I went to dancing practice. Hi guys, I got a little lost and confused, but now the good old Anna is back. We danced and had a great time. I was happy to be myself again. Nothing could ruin my mood. Not even some rich snobs who looked down on everyone coming over for dinner that evening. They were apparently my adoptive parents' friends. What an exquisite house and sophisticated interior design. Ours is still better though. Isn't that right, honey? Quite right, dear. I wanted to cover my ears so as not to hear any more of that pretentious nonsense. Of course, Mr. and Mrs. Black didn't miss the opportunity to show me off like an expensive trophy. This is our adoptive daughter, Anna. She is a wonder. Honey, show her guess what you've learned at yoga classes. Why not? I gave Austin a sly wink. He understood me without words and turned on upbeat music. I showed them some moves, except they had nothing to do with yoga. Oh dear, has she no shame? Voila! That was breakdancing. My parents and their guests were speechless. I finally gave them a piece of my mind. Mom, Dad, this is the real me. I don't want to pretend to be someone I'm not for the rest of my life. Accept me or let me go, and let's stop hurting each other. My adoptive parents exchanged confused glances and answered uncertainly. Anna, you are our daughter. We will accept you no matter what. He didn't sound very sure, but I was still really freaking pleased with myself. After that, the dinner continued, but I grabbed Austin's hand and convinced him to get out of there. Come on, I'll show you what real fun looks like. We ran to my friend's backyard and partied all through the evening. Instead of spotlights, we had the stars in the sky shining down on us. It was amazing. Thank you for showing me life could be different, Anna. At first, I hated you, but now I like you. He smiled at me, but I shyly looked away. Austin, we're siblings, but we're not related. You taught me not to care what other people say. Let's make our own rules. I didn't answer right away. It was all so weird. The next day at school, I did great at the talent contest and won to thunderous applause. Billy broke through the crowd to me. You were right, Anna. I was a coward, but I really do like you and I want everyone to know it. I'm glad you admitted you were wrong, buddy, but it's too late. I have a huge crush on another guy. I wish you well, though. With those words, I looked at Austin. His eyes were shining brighter than the sun. He knew I was talking about him. We triumphantly returned home after winning. Imagine my shock when I saw Stella there. I'm so happy to see you, but what are you doing here? She guiltily looked away, and then Austin's parents answered for her. Anna, we know you've been keeping in touch with this charming girl for a long time, and we've realized she's a better fit for our family. Stella wants to do yoga and learn etiquette. I'm sorry, Anna, but you're going to have to leave. Please don't be mad. You don't appreciate how good you've got it here, but I will. To be honest, her betrayal came as a complete surprise to me. My head was all in a spin for a few minutes, but then I calmly smiled. You know what? This is probably for the best. I will stay true to myself and it will make me happy. I said goodbye to the Blacks and soon came back to the orphanage. Guess who wasn't happy to see me at all? How are you doing? Did you miss me? Oh no, the stone in my shoe is back. Despairing wasn't really my style. I went back to my old life and felt great about it. I kept dancing and working as a waitress to save up money for the festival. Soon it was finally time. I was getting ready for the most important performance of my life when I saw a familiar face. Austin, did Mr. and Mrs. Black let you come to the festival? Of course not, they were against it. But I stood up for myself and said I wanted to live by my own rules. I'm also here because I missed you. I've been thinking about you a lot too. Feeling a bit shy, we hugged. We'll see where things take us. It was showtime. Wish me luck in the comments down below. Let me offer you a piece of advice. Don't let anyone tell you how to live your life. Do whatever you need to be happy. Love, Anna, and Private Diary.